Maria Segura. She was the moderator for the former session, so welcome, Maria.
Thank you.
You can see it here.
Here?
Yes, as well. I can see close to you. And I think we have three online speakers, three participants, who are Begoña Ruiz from AINIA, Pilar Llorente Ruiz de Azúa from the BBIJU, and Michael Brandkamp from the ABCF. So Maria, as you know, is the Deputy General Manager and Technical Director of Alga Energy in Spain. Begoña Ruiz is Head of Biotechnology Department of AINIA. It's a research center in Spain. Pilar Llorente is a Project Officer of the BBIJU in Belgium. And Michael Brandkamp is a Managing Director of the European Circular Bioeconomy Fund. I suppose that they are also connected. I don't know.
I think
so. I think we are going to start this roundtable with some questions for all the participants. Okay, but maybe first of all, I would like to ask all the partners just a brief introduction of their organizations and their role, and in order to introduce the session better. So maybe, please, Maria, you can start.
As you has told before, I am Maria Segura. I am Deputy General Manager and also the Technical Director in Alga Energy. Alga Energy is a Spanish-based biotech-based company that is exclusively focused on the microalgae field. So our main goal is to culture microalgae, obtain biomass, and convert this biomass into several bioproducts in several sectors.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Maria. So now is the time for Begoña. Begoña,
dedicated to research and biorefineries, industrial biotech, and preclinical studies in our area of biotechnology.
Sorry, we have a technical problem, so Begoña, are you there? Okay, hello, good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Now, so I think now it's fixed.
Okay, so you can start again,
for having me here today. So my name is Begoña Ruiz. I am the responsible of the Department of Biotechnology in AINIA. AINIA is a technology center with more than 30 years history based in Valencia, in Spain, and in particular the Department of Biotechnology is dedicated to research and development in the areas of biofuels, biorefineries, industrial biotechnology, and preclinical studies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Begoña. So now we move to Pilar Llorente from the BBIJU. Hi, Pilar. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Buenos días. I hope you can hear me well. So let me first thank you for this invitation to Biospain event. I'm very happy to be here with you all today. So I'm Pilar Llorente. I'm a project officer at the Bio-Based Industries Joint Undertaking. As you may already know, this is a public-private partnership between the European Commission and the Bio-Based Industries Consortium, aiming at developing sustainable and efficient bio-based industries in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Pilar. And now is the turn of Michael Brandkamp. Hi, good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure. My name is Michael Brandkamp. Many greetings to Pamplona and to the wonderful Biospain conference. I'm very sad that I cannot be with you in person, but I hope it will work on this virtual way as well. I'm one of the founder of the European Circular Bioeconomy Fund. This fund is focusing on investing in growth stage companies in the bioeconomy.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So now is the time for questions. So I will start with a question to all the speakers. So thanks to biotechnology,
Por
many
favor, oigo todas
processes...
vuestras conversaciones, lo podéis... Y no puedo escuchar a los ponentes bien.
Sorry. There seems to be a problem. Sí,
Sí,
un
pero
poquito bajo.
ha habido una interrupción mientras hablaba Inés.
¿Necesitáis a los tres ponentes a la vez?
Ahora sí, bueno, hay una pregunta para todos.
Vale, ¿podéis poner los tres ponentes a la vez y subirme las VCAL por monitores para que ellos escuchen mejor? Vale,
Gracias.
Raw materials. So what innovative solutions can we expect in the near future to arrive to the market? So we can start with Maria.
Public-private collaboration is the DNA of the biotech sector. For that reason, this sector always tries to enhance and promote this symbiosis. There are many biotech companies whose origin is a line of research in a university or in a public institution. Likewise, many research centers have relied on private companies in order to develop their projects and vice versa. From my point of view, all the projects that have a potential final solution for the market and don't count with private investors should be supported by public financing. The road is not easy, and there is still a lot of work to align the different agents, but the opportunity is worth the effort because we can transfer scientific knowledge into real goods and services for the society that significantly contribute to improve people's life and their impact on the environment.
Okay, thank you, Maria. So now, Begoña, can you...
Yes, so it's the sound that we are receiving. Yeah, so we are receiving a very poor sound, and I just didn't hear the question. Okay, could you please repeat?
Que no escucha la pregunta.
We are going to try to solve it. Okay. It's okay? Okay. Begoña, please.
Creo que ha dicho que no escucha la pregunta.
Yes. So can you hear me now?
Question. Sorry. Thanks to biotechnology, so there are new processes that have been optimized for the use of new raw materials. So from your point of view, what innovative solutions can we expect in the near future to arrive to the market?
Yeah, thank you. So I will answer the question in two senses. So first in the area of bioprocesses, in this sense, there is growing interest in the development of innovative bioprocesses, such as precision fermentation or consolidated bioprocesses. Precision fermentation involves the use of a particular strain that can be modified to synthesize the desired bioproduct, or to be able to use an alternative carbon source, or to increase process efficiency. So on the other hand, the consolidated bioprocesses engage two or more selected microorganisms in what we know as synthetic consortia, working together in one single reactor to produce the target bioproduct. They are inspired in the natural consortia, but the microbial communities are artificially shaped. So this in the part of bioprocess. Regarding raw materials for biorefineries, I think that the potential of waste remains underused, and there is still a lot of work to do to untap the full range of possibilities that this kind of biomasses are offering. So in addition to that, there are some innovative alive materials, such as lemna or insects, whose growth and characteristics can be oriented to target bioproducts as well.
Okay, thank you, Begoña. So now is the turn of Pilar. Okay. Do I have to repeat the question, or Pilar? From your point of view, what innovative solutions can we expect in the bioeconomy sector in the near future to arrive to the market, based on your experience in the BBIJU? What kind of innovative processes? I don't know if you can hear well.
I cannot hear anything.
Oh, it's not. Sorry.
I completely lost the sound. I can't hear.
Yeah, we are going to solve it. Sorry.
Pilar, I can hear you, but I don't know if in the room they just heard me what I said.
I don't know. I can't hear what is being said in the room. So I can hear you, but
so it's
I
better
cannot
maybe
hear
to
Ines.
No está yendo. No.
Well, I think we have the same problem.
Can you hear me now, Pilar?
Can you ask Ines if she's...
Hello?
No, I don't think they are listening us. Ines? Or anyone in the control room?
Begoña, are you speaking, or? I don't know. Sorry. No sé si pasa la mic. We are trying to solve the technical problems. So.
Now I hear you. Now I hear you. Now I hear Ines.
Me too.
No. No, ya no. Pero es que
But
habla...
she's not hearing us.
Habla alguien, no sé quién es.
Vale, pues vamos a pasar al siguiente, ¿vale?
Vale. Okay. Michael, can you hear us?
No, pero vamos a pasar a 20.
Okay.
Ines, I can now hear you.
Pero no se sabe quién habla.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I cannot follow the content. I don't know what's going on. What kind of questions do we have?
So
I cannot contribute anything right at the moment. Of course, I'm open to do.
okay. So then I will move to the specific questions for the speakers. I think it will be better. So Michael, from the European Circular Bioeconomy Fund, can you hear me first? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can do.
Okay. The first venture fund exclusively focused on the bioeconomy and the circular bioeconomy in Europe. What can you tell us about your investment approach and how it complements other investment initiatives?
We are a part of the ecosystem. We would like to syndicate with other investors. So usually we invest around up to 5 or 10 million euros. But of course, to really finance a growth story, that is not enough. So that's why we like to syndicate with other venture capital or equity investors. We also are very happy that if grants are involved and other sources for financing. So that's very important. We don't think that we can do that alone. We like to cooperate with other investors. And the companies we are looking for are a bit mature already. So they have a, technically speaking, a technology readiness level of at least 6. So the technology is ready and they have a business concept which is more or less working, and then they want to expand, they want to grow. And to fuel this growth, we invest in the company. The companies need to be bio-based. They have to have a bio-based business model or innovation to scale up. We are not really focusing on energy nor pharmaceutical topics. We really focus on topics related to the bioeconomy. And of course, the companies need to be located in Europe. So if you are looking for growth stage funding, yeah, you're invited to connect with us and we will see what we can do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
So we will move again to Pilar. Pilar, can you hear us now?
Hello, I can hear you now, yes?
Okay. So in order to the bio-based products arriving into the market, the BBIJU, a private-public partnership between the European Union and the Bio-Based Industries Consortium, contributes to expanding the bioindustries business, a model and licensing technologies from the EU member states and other countries. So how do you do this, and can you tell us about the impact of the BBIJU in order to develop the new bioeconomy?
Thank you, Ines, for your question. So let me first talk about the rationale for the creation of the Bio-Based Industry Joint Undertaking. The BBIEU was envisaged already in the Bioeconomy Strategy of 2012. Why? Because even though the bio-based industries already played a very important role in the EU economy, this sector, or I may say sectors, were fragmented and faced several challenges in the different segments of the value chains, from heterogeneous feedstock to disparities in the collection and treatment of residues, lack of investment in R&D, in infrastructures, lacking industrial deployment in Europe, supportive policy framework, consumer awareness, among others. So there was a clear need for a joint action between the public sector at a EU level and the private sector, which would pull together resources, mitigate investment risks, and align industrial development with societal needs and policy objectives. So this was made as to facilitate the deployment of the innovative technologies into an industrial environment or industrial scale in Europe. And this could only happen with a close collaboration between academia, researchers, and industries, which is really one of the key features of the BBI program. So in a nutshell, the idea was to bring innovative solutions that enable this transition from a fossil-based to a bio-based economy by replacing the products that are commonly made out of oil with others made out of biomass residues. So in these 7 years, we have seen an intense development of the sector, which has widened to include more and more sources of feedstock. So we started more with agri-based and forest feedstock, and then evolved to include organic waste, the organic fraction of the municipal solid waste, aquatic biomass, algae fisheries, CO2 from bio-based operations, and also increasing the type of innovative technologies being developed. This has resulted into several new interconnections between sectors that were not linked before. For example, we've seen composites and parts of automotive, parts of cars being developed out of agri-based residues, or forest residues being processed into fish feed through fermentation. So, and this bringing together actors that have never worked before, resulting into not only many new bio-based products and applications, but also into the strengthening of the European industrial fabric. In addition to the bio-based products, we see as well a very important positive socioeconomic impact. These biorefinery concepts are actually thought to be deployed locally, sourcing locally the biomass in a sustainable way, and thereby supporting rural and local economies, creating new jobs and bringing new source of income to the primary producers. BBI-EU projects aim also at having a positive environmental impact or a reduced environmental impact, as they favor a circular economy versus a linear one, fostering the use of resources, of residues, the recycling and the valorization of residues. It also contributes to climate change mitigation by reducing CO2 emissions and aims at using the natural renewable resources in a very sustainable and efficient way. And one important figure is to consider that 90%, more than 90% of the biomass used in projects comes actually from residues, so it's not biomass grown on purpose. So this is in a nutshell, I would say, what BBI has brought. So both the strengthening of the sector, the bio-based sector, bringing together actors, bringing together industry, academia, helping to this transition to a bio-based economy, and thereby also having a positive spillover socioeconomic and environmental impact. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pilar. So then we come back to Maria. So let's talk about Alga Energy, which is a successful Spanish company with several bioproducts in the market. So Maria, what can you tell us about your products, the development of the company and its international competitiveness thanks to having innovation as a focus?
Okay, so as I have mentioned before, Alga Energy is a biotech company exclusively focused on the microalgae sector. Our mission is to culture microalgae, obtain high quality biomass, and from this biomass as raw material, obtain several bioproducts. The reason why we can obtain those bioproducts and try to replace the current chemicals in the market is because this biomass has several compounds, very interesting compounds, including proteins, including carbohydrates, including vitamins, fatty acids, etc. And thanks and due to this composition, we can use this biomass in several sectors, including agriculture, cosmetics, food and feed, bioenergy, etc. In addition, microalgae need carbon as a nutrient, so we can inject the CO2 that comes from an industrial chimney and inject this CO2 in the culture in the culture. So we are converting CO2 into a high quality biomass. This is very important. Coming back to the sectors mentioned before, our main core area is agriculture. We have launched a range of biostimulants for the fields, for the crops, sorry. And those biostimulants are microalgae-based and sustainable biostimulants that increase the crop performance, optimize qualitative traits, and reinforce abiotic stress in the crops, among others. All these benefits are translated into a greater profitability for the farmer. That is why we are experiencing success at an international level with more than 2 million customers, satisfied customers who consume our products around the world, including Brazil, the US, India, Australia, Turkey, Europe, etc.
Okay, and what experience can you share, or what tips can you give to the startups and new biotech companies who want to develop bioproducts based on your experience?
Based on our experience, we started exclusively focused on R&D during the first, I would say, between 5 and 7 years. Exclusively, we were developing R&D projects. We obtained results, and we have converted those results into products for the market, including, of course, bioproducts that are replacing, as I have mentioned before, the traditional chemicals. So I would say that investing in R&D is necessary first, and then obtain results that you can translate into products or solutions for the market, and those solutions are being demanded by the market. So it's necessary to invest and obtain solutions.
Okay, so Begoña, can you hear now? So this is a
Yes.
question for you. So continue with the R&D development. So you, as an expert in R&D projects, So from your point of view, what are the main existing barriers for the upscaling of these processes for the production of bio-based products?
Yes, yeah, indeed. So we are mostly oriented to the process development, and in this sense, part of the process development is related to the scale up of the process from a technical point of view. Yeah, in this sense, we are facing several challenges. For instance, we are focused in the use of waste and byproducts as feedstocks for the biorefineries. And those biomasses introduced significant challenges that are sometimes difficult to scale up. Many of those biomasses are heterogeneous in terms of composition, but also in terms of state of aggregation. I mean, not always have the same state. They're liquid, solid, or different types of solids, pastes, different granulometries, and this makes difficult to design technology that is able to cope with those kind of challenges. Moreover, many of them are strongly seasonal, meaning that you don't have availability of the waste all over the year, and you need a lot of flexibility to design technology that is flexible and versatile enough in order to accept all this type of different or varying waste and varying availability around the year. So you need to change the biomass from time to time, and you need for that a robust, highly durable and versatile technology. This is a particular challenge.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Begoña. So now to Michael, question to Michael, and also for the rest, if you want to answer them. We know that the success of bioproducts depends on the demand that exists. So therefore, in terms of consumers, do you think they are aware of these new products that are already there and those others that will soon reach the market? Do we still have to make a bigger communication effort so they value not only the product but also its impact on the environment? How can we explain this to the consumers? Sorry, we cannot hear you now. Oh.
Yeah, I think it's a very important question. Thank you. Because we believe that the whole transformation process from a fossil-based to a more bio-based economy is mainly driven by consumer demand. So we really need to explain the products to the consumers, and we need traction from the markets. And we've already seen that in different areas. You know, if you go to the Nordics, in Europe, to Finland, to Sweden, and other countries, you see a lot of different new products in the supermarkets. And these are products the consumer want to have. They want to have new food which has better quality. They want to have more sustainable packaging instead of plastic to support plastic pollution. So that's all in place. And I think if you want to sell to customers, marketing and PR, public relation, is absolutely crucial. So we need to invest a lot in marketing and communication to explain what kind of products we have, what kind of USP we have, and so that the consumers want to buy. And it's of course not just an information. We need to do that in an emotional way. We need to these new products from the bioeconomy must be, in a way, sexy. It's good to have them, and it's not just enough to replace maybe fossil-based resources by bio-based ones. So that is what the consumer, they like it, but that is it's not sufficient. You really need to have a USP, You need to have good quality, better quality, or different kind of features. And then you can really sell these kind of things, and these markets are growing. We see very great changes already. So we're very optimistic about this.
Okay, so thank you very much, Michael. I would like also to extend this question to the rest of the participants. So, Pilar, so what do you think from the point of view, what can we do to increase the consumer awareness for the use of the bio-based products?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I very much agree with everything was highlighted already by Michael. Indeed, the success of bio-based products and their uptake in the market depends to a great extent on the consumer acceptance and willingness to buy these products. And this involves many factors. First, bio-based products need to achieve at least the same functionalities and the same benefits, but in the best case, try to outperform the fossil-based counterparts. And this is also what we try to do with our BBI products. Then another factor that will increase possibly the likelihood of the acceptance is the use by well-known brand owners of these bio-based components and products. This will also push their penetration in the market. Then, of course, there is the matter of price. It's about making these products price competitive, but also ensuring that the fossil-based counterparts, including their price, all their externalities and costs to the environment. So it goes beyond. It's a matter of fair taxation and fair trade policy as well. Then, of course, there are other aspects that are linked to the consumer understanding of the products, and this the standardization and clear labeling of these products, together with a clear communication of the societal benefits, so that citizens can make informed decisions about what they buy. In this sense, it is also maybe an opportunity to use the apps and the new technologies, such as QR codes that would inform the characteristics of the products, and many other tools for the also collaborative, let's say, economy, to emphasize these environmental impacts of the product, or the reduced environmental impact of the bio-based products. As citizens are becoming more and more interested and responsible about their choices. So I think we need to facilitate their understanding of what buying bio-based product means. So in a nutshell, yes, communication to consumers, it is key, and it is very necessary, but it cannot substitute either other necessary measures, such as we said, fair taxation and regulation, standardization, and other measures that and the actual implicit support for fossil-based products. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pilar. So, Maria, what is your opinion on this issue?
In my opinion, it is clear that the future of many sectors will get to be more sustainable and responsible, but also more efficient and competitive. And consumers are aware of this and are well aware of this innovation. In my opinion, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the consumer. Society is aware of the change that the market is experiencing in terms of sustainability and environmental protection. But I don't think it will become aware of the real impact of not making full use of the goods that we consume, or the non-essential and extra consumption that we have normalized in the last few decades. So we have to evolve from the low-cost culture to the no cost of what we are buying. This is why we must continue to carry out this awareness raising work, justifying in a conscious and transparent way the need to evolve towards responsible consumption and towards sustainable models. Events like this are, from my point of view, are very important, but they don't reach the final consumer. So for this reason, serious certifications that validates companies' commitment to ESG, for example, the B Corp certification, are extremely relevant. And as Michael told us before, we have to invest a lot in marketing and these kind of activities, and trying to explain to the final consumer that is necessary to change the current model.
Okay, thank you, Maria. And Begoña, so what's your opinion to
Yes,
what
so
do we have to do?
I agree with everything that has been said already, and there is nothing left, almost nothing left to say. But I will speak from the side of the development, which is the one in which I am working. So from my point of view, it is important to make clear for the consumers that the bioproducts meet the standards of efficacy and safety in the same extent that the conventional products do, with the added benefit of the sustainability. So in this sense, all the production process from already the raw material to the fine-tuning of the final product has to be designed in order to guarantee the possibility to achieve these required certifications that Maria was mentioning before. So everything has to be aligned in order to guarantee to the consumer that this final bioproduct is going to be equally valid, equally or more with higher efficacy and equal safety with the additional value of the sustainability. Of course, the communication campaigns that have been mentioned before as well, and also incorporation of this aspect in European projects of research and development to take it into account from the beginning is also a very important part of the solution.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Begoña. So I move again, one question to also to all the speakers. So from your point of view, what is needed from the public sector to create the conditions necessary to bring sustainable, innovative, and profitable solutions to the market? What about the role of the private sector and investors? What should be improved? So, Maria?
Yeah, I think that I have answered this question before, but I can remark that the public financing is necessary when a private company or a team of research in a public institution have a solution for the market. So I think that the public public financing is necessary, and public financing has to promote the good projects or good ideas that have something to do in the market. So from my point of view, is something essential.
Okay, thank you. Michael? So
Yeah,
what is needed
you.
from the public sector to create the good conditions for the development of the projects?
There's also a very important topic. Next to the consumer demand, the regulatory environment provided by the public sector is actually the second important driver for the bioeconomy. And what we need is, of course, usually investors and companies need to have a stable environment. However, to bring new products in the bioeconomy to the market, we need to bring in the right incentives. So, and some regulatory new rules to push it ahead. So these are topics like, for instance, CO2 taxation. If you put this on, then our bioeconomy products becoming more competitive to fossil-based materials, because the oil price will increase by this, and also the other CO2 things we have. So these are next to the incentives. We also need to have some clear rules. It's a good idea maybe to stop using one-way plastic materials. There's a ban of plastic bags. There's a ban of plastic spoons, which is sometimes a good idea to speed it up, because then the products from the bioeconomy get additional demand. That is sometimes a very good push from the public side. But it must be stable. If the politicians just talk without taking action, it can harm the environment a lot, because people don't like the uncertainty too much, especially in investors. They do the investment only if there's a clear product fit to the market. If there's really demand from the market, and of course that can be regulated and promoted by the public side. So the public side is welcome, but it has to be careful and react fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. So, Pilar? Pilar, are you there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you. So, yes. So, what can a public sector do? I think if I had to summarize it in one sentence, would be first to have a long-term vision for a sustainable society, sustainable economy, and then invest in research, innovation, and development in that direction. So having a long-term vision for an integrated with an integrated and holistic approach, it's very important to define long-term policy objectives that encompass societal needs with a clear integrating policies of energy, transport, agriculture, trade, taxation, and bring it all together in a let's say compatible and consistent framework for this sustainable society. In that sense, it's very important for the public sector, especially at the European level, to steer and to support the industrial development in a way that it is aligned with societal needs. And that's why we think this collaboration between academia, research, public and private sectors, it's really a key to align the economic activity and the technological development with policy objectives which are driven to solve societal needs. So it's in my view, it's about integrating different areas of the policies, having clear policy objectives, and trying to provide incentives for industry to move in that direction. Of course, it's important to keep on investing in sustainable technologies and processes that are promising but are not yet mature, that have the potential to make a better use of natural resources, but that still need this impulse and this investment to get to the market. It's important to support the local sourcing of resources, of biomass, and also the local deployment of the technologies developed, so as to support the economies, the local economies. As we mentioned before, of course, the creation of a coherent and supportive regulatory framework that gives stability in the long term, as Michael said, and that provides, let's say, a friendly environment for the replacement of the fossil-based alternatives by bio-based ones. And yes, keep on promoting integration, I would say, integration across regions, across value chains, across different actors, to promote knowledge transfer and facilitate the replication of successful solutions. And once again, to keep on building on this work, on this collaboration between industry, academia, researchers, local actors, and across the territories in Europe and beyond. So that's a summary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Begoña?
Yes, so from the research sector or research and development sector, we can bring the development of sustainable, innovative, and profitable processes that lead to marketable bioproducts. So this is the direction in which working. Regarding the cost effectivity, which is important in order to guarantee a market uptake. So it should be considered that the bioproducts save environmental costs. And this should be taken into account, not only by the consumers that they are maybe willing to pay more for a more sustainable product, but also it will be desirable that there are financial mechanisms that could be designed to promote the sustainable bioproducts consumption rather than the conventional or fossil-based ones. And finally, yeah, so just to stress the importance that to improve the market penetration and yeah, the market uptake of this kind of products, we need so very good communication of the benefits of the bioproducts. So not only in terms of the sustainability, but also in terms of efficacy and safety.
Okay, thank you, Begoña. Now, before starting with the questions from the audience, just one last question to all the speakers. So from your point of view, Maria, what are your expectations for the development of the bioeconomy sector in Spain?
I think that is necessary to, as I have mentioned before, push the collaboration between the public and the private sector and try to enhance and promote this kind of collaborations, symbiosis, push projects between both partners, always focus on the market, the need of the market, what the market is demanding, and I think that this is our main function as company or as a private company or as a public institution.
Okay, thank you, Maria. So, Michael, I'm not sure if you are familiarized with the bioeconomy sector in Spain, maybe yes. So, what are your expectations for the development of the sector in Spain, and also in Germany and also in the US?
You know, we believe a lot that we're going to see a very tremendous change in the economy. So the bioeconomy will be the future. We need to change that. We have so many challenges from climate change, land and ecosystem degradation, and growth of the world population. If we want to cope with these challenges, we need to transform our economy to a bio-based circular one. Otherwise, we cannot survive on this planet or live on this planet on a high level. So it's not a question of, you know, will it take place or not? It will take place. The question is how it will take place and how we can push it. It's already number one of the most political agendas. You know, you talk about the Green Deal, you talk about climate change in the election campaign in different countries. And I think in Spain it will come as well. We need to have that, otherwise we get in trouble. So I think we're going to see great pushes, and that is driven by the consumer demand, by good regulatory framework decisions, and in addition, of course, by innovation. So these are the good entrepreneurs coming up with good ideas, good innovation, and they will bring it ahead. And of course, in Spain, you see great companies already, great approaches, great innovation, and I'm very optimistic about this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Pilar?
Yes, thank you, Inés. Well, I can say from what I see, Spain is already very active and has a very strong bioeconomy. Indeed, we have, cannot tell the exact figure, but plenty of participants in our BBIU project. We have published recently infographics that I'm happy to share with you afterwards. What I want to say with this is that Spain, I think, is a very good position, is very strong in different segments across the value chains, both in the biomass, let's say, sourcing, like agriculture, forestry, but of course, aquatic biomass. Now it's advancing a lot in the processing of waste and of the organic fraction of waste. But there's also huge potential in the research side and the development and in the deployment. And I think the market is as well quite, and the consumers are quite open and willing to explore more sustainable solutions. So I think the bioeconomy in Spain is strong and the perspectives are good. Of course, we need the problems we are talking about sustainability, about transforming to a circular economy. These are not of national or regional nature, these are of global nature. So we really need to work together in the harmonization of policies, but also on having a common vision, at least at the EU level, that we have coherent and harmonized measures, and that we work together, because this is for sure a collaborative effort, not only among industry and academia research, but among different regions. And indeed, it's, you know, it's a problem with no boundaries. It's a planetary problem. So we need to be aware that we need solutions at the right level, EU level, but eventually at a global level as well.
Okay, thank you, Pilar. And finally, Begoña.
Yes, thank you. Well, as it has been already said, so in Spain we have a good basis. So we have a lot of biomasses that are able to be feedstocks for biorefineries. I think we have people or consumers willing to use bioproducts. I think we have technologists as well. And we have maybe to work in the design of solutions on going through some barriers that maybe still exist. I mean, for instance, biomass producers are not always aware or willing to go for biorefinery because it sounds complicated and not easy, and a lot of technology and new markets and so on. So I think we still have to work in the establishment of or setup of new value chains, putting in contact some sectors with, so the biomass producing sectors with bioproducts making and using sectors. And these links are, I think, they are very feasible, but still new for many sectors. These cross-link interactions, they are sometimes still to be made, right? And this is one point, and the other is that we need to work to make it easy to calculate the technical and economical feasibility, as well as the sustainability, of course. But this is one point that this is becoming evident in one project that we have now running. This is Biospain. In this project, we are testing a lot of biorefinery processes, in this case applied to organic fraction of municipal solid waste. And it is not easy to see, so to do this balance between all the streams, all the processes, and all the products, in order to see which combination of them, with which combination of process, feedstock, product, and operating conditions is the most adequate to obtain a feasible process, because otherwise it will not be so successful. So this has to be guaranteed, and the feasibility of the process, and therefore the biorefineries need to be very tailored for a particular site, for a particular case, for a particular feedstock, and for the bioproducts users that are foreseen. So we have to work, to sum up, we need to work in the establishment of new value chains and in the feasibility and tailor-made, let's say, biorefinery concepts.
Okay, thank you, Begoña. And just to finalize, I would like to know if there is any question for the attendees in the room. So anybody wants to ask any question to the speakers? I see there are no hands. So maybe we can close the session. So I would like to thank you all the participants, all the speakers for their contributions. We have seen that the bioproducts are a very promising solution for a sustainable planet, but of course it's very important to continue pushing for the partnerships between the research sector and the academia and the industry. Is very important to continue with developing projects. And I think it's important to get the support from the investors and also from the institutions like the BBIJU. Now that it's going to change the name in this new stage in the European program. So thank you again, and thank you all the attendees, the presential attendees and the online connected people. And that's all for now. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. It's time for a break. We'll be back at 12:30 to find out the challenges and opportunities that exist between the farm and our dining tables. See you in 40 minutes. Thank you. 40, ¿no? No veía la hora, sí.